The newly elected sheriff in Texas's capital is digging in, refusing to cooperate with federal immigration authorities. Sheriff Sally Hernandez, the sheriff of Travis County, which includes the city of Austin, announced Friday that immigration and customs enforcement officials will now have to get a federal warrant before the jail honors a federal hold on an undocumented.
It also plays out in the nation's so-called sanctuary cities, where local governments resist cooperating with federal immigration officials. The NewsHour's William Brangham went to Austin, Texas, for a closer look.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Just a few hours after Donald Trump was sworn in as president, another newly elected official, Sheriff Sally Hernandez of Travis County, Texas, posted this video.
I'm Sally Hernandez, your Travis County Sheriff.
The video laid out her department's policy change, which limits cooperation with agents from ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Hernandez says she doesn't want her deputies to be seen as ICE agents.
We in law enforcement need the cooperation of our communities of color. We need them to be running to us and not running away from us.
Sheriff Hernandez won her election, promising to take this very action, but her critics have pounced, saying she's created Texas's first sanctuary city and deriding her as Sanctuary Sally.
We will ban sanctuary cities in Texas.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott accused the sheriff of betraying her oath, calling her argument frivolous, short-sighted, and dangerous. In retaliation, the governor started cutting $1.5 million in grants to Travis County. They fund things like drug courts and domestic violence prevention.
We are seeking fines. We are seeking to withdraw more state funds. We are seeking court orders that will compel these officials like this sheriff to comply with the law or possibly go to jail themselves.
Austin is now among dozens of so-called sanctuary cities across the U.S. While there's no official definition for a sanctuary city, the term generally means local police aren't turning in every undocumented immigrant to federal authorities. These cities have long drawn the ire of President Trump. During the campaign, he threatened all of them.
Block funding for sanctuary cities. We blocked the funding. No more funding.
A promise he kept soon after taking.
She said was, if the federal government gets a warrant, I'll hold them. Otherwise, I have no legal basis to hold a prisoner just because the federal government asked me to.
Well, the definition of sanctuary cities means that you're not going to uphold federal law because of public safety. According to Obama administration's numbers, they said that we had 8,000 immigrants who were sent back into our society illegally, and they committed, they're only 3.5% of the population, but committed close to 38% of the federal crimes. This is
Rebecca, as we have reported, there are people that are charged with serious violent crimes, including crimes against children, who are being released from the Travis County Jail because they don't qualify for an immigration hold under Travis County Sheriff Sally Hernandez's new immigration policy. Governor Abbott says that's exactly why she should be out of office.
Ramiro Espinoza Marquez charged with hitting a 14-year-old boy. Gilmar DeRosa is charged with sexually assaulting a young woman. And there's Amadeo Navarrete. The teen he sexually assaulted was so distraught, Austin police say she tried to harm herself.
This has struck a nerve with people in Texas.
These are three of the more than a dozen defendants charged with violent crimes who were able to bail out of the Travis County Jail in early February. That's after Sheriff Sally Hernandez launched her new policy denying most immigration hold requests.
We will not tolerate any sheriff or any law enforcement official who puts back out on the streets people who commit violent crimes.
An ICE detainer was also denied for Hugo Gallardo Gonzalez. He made bail and was hours away from being released earlier this week, even though he was being charged with repeatedly sexually assaulting an 11-year-old girl.
Texans expect government to keep them safe. Now they have realized that this sheriff's sanctuary city policy has released dozens of criminals.
This week, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are doubling down on their call for Hernandez to end the policy immediately.
Any law enforcement official who thinks they are above the law is being petty, is playing politics, is abandoning their oath of office.
As bail for several of the felony suspects had been set low, District Attorney Margaret Moore is now scrutinizing the cases in an effort to make sure they're tried in Travis County.
The Travis County District Attorney has already articulated what she's going to do, and that is if we have violent criminals who the sheriff in Travis County wants to release, now the Travis County District Attorney wants to hold them, prosecute them, keep them in jail here, which is the right thing so that they can't be deported just to return once again.
And Governor Abbott says he is confident that strengthening the Texas border will happen under the Trump administration.
Your chances of getting back in have diminished tremendously.
But critics of a sanctuary city ban are worried it will discourage victims and witnesses from coming forward out of fear of deportation.
The intent does nothing to disrupt the communities. It does everything to protect the safety and security of our citizens. What we've seen by what the sheriff in Travis County has done by releasing dangerous criminals back out on the streets, exposing fellow Texans to people who've engaged in sexual assault or violent crimes.
And he wants Sally Hernandez to know he's determined to protect Texans one way or another.
No one is above the law, especially law enforcement officials. If a law enforcement official cannot follow the law, they need to get out of the law enforcement business.